Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Chaitanya, the Sergeant at Arms for the 687th meeting of Chennai Wordsmiths. Toastmasters International is a non-profit organization initiated by the leader Ralph C. Smedley to offer training and practice in the art of public speaking and also leadership skills. Toastmasters International currently has 15,900 clubs and more than 345,000 members in 142 countries. And Chennai Wordsmiths Toastmasters Club is one among them. Toastmaster International works on 4 pillars of values, namely integrity, respect, service, and excellence. The mission of this club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, which results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before starting the meeting, here are some codes of conduct. Kindly check if your mobile is in switch off or silent mode. Speakers who come forth, please refrain from speaking on sex, religion, and politics. When a speaker is speaking, please don't interrupt him as it might distract the speaker. Members are requested to come in professional attire. Please put yourself on mute if you're not speaking. Please turn off your video if you're stepping out of the meeting. With this, it's time to start the meeting. For the benefit of guests, all Toastmasters meetings are started and ended by one person called the presiding officer. And today's presiding officer is an experienced director who offers his current quick thinking skills for a telecom client in Chennai. Let me thank him for offering us the meeting experience in a garden last time, as well as the meeting room inside the walls. We were lucky to have that experience on a Saturday. Please join me in welcoming the vibrant president of Wordsmiths, Toastmaster Chidambaran. Over to you, Chidambaran.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant Chaitanya. A warm welcome to all fellow Toastmasters. So I formally open the meeting 687. And today is the first day of October, and I realize that we have already spent 3 months into this term, right? And we are stepping into the 4th month. So it was really a breeze of time. Actually, the time really started to fly. And one more accomplishment, should I say, like out of 41 members that we had on roll, we have renewed 35 members as of yesterday, as of the last day of September. Right? So thank you to all the members, and especially to Arun and Bala for having followed up and got the renewal cycle done with such a high accomplishment rate. So now, okay. So we have in this month, in the October month, the edition of the Toastmasters magazine, I saw one interesting experiment that they have published about where members of Malaysia and Singapore club, they kind of decided to have 10 of their members present their speeches in 10 different clubs across the continents, leading up to more than 100 speeches between them, right? And they could accomplish this. And there are interesting things that happened in the course of how they really got about getting the slots in different international clubs, and how did they really manage to get adjusted to the cultural differences that exist between the clubs in the way they organize their meetings and the way they go about these things, right? So the members who went through this experience have shared that, you know, they kind of have got a different experience in terms of meeting new people, talking to them without any hesitation, trying to have that connect established. And with that, I was just reflecting on what we have been doing. I know few of our members like Jyoti ma'am have already kind of, Jyoti ma'am, Nitya ma'am have delivered their speeches in different clubs across countries already, right? So I think maybe we could also kind of do something under this brand name, right? And that could inspire more than few members, you know, more members of our club could also try to do something interesting like this. So probably I would urge all the members to look into this edition and see if we have other good ideas that we can try to improvise upon and implement. We should definitely be able to do that. So having said that, now it's time for our guest introduction. We have one, I see Pranav who has joined us. Pranav, are you able to hear us?
Hello. Yes, I'm able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear you, Pranav. Thank you for joining, Pranav. Is this your first
Yes.
Toastmaster Club meeting?
Yes, this is my first Toastmaster Club meeting.
Okay, that would be great. So can you share, like how did you hear about the club or the Toastmaster in general? What are your thoughts about it? And a few lines about yourself.
So uh, I'm currently just finished up my 12th final board exams, and I'm planning on joining the college. For me, the college hasn't started yet, so I didn't really know what to do. So I decided to develop soft skills. I asked my mother about like what to do, and she was like, "Why not try joining Toastmaster Club?" So that's how I heard about it.
Great, great, great. So was your mother also a Toastmaster at any point in time?
I don't think she was a Toastmaster at a point of time, but she did recommend it to me.
Great, great. Okay.
So
Very
that's why I
nice.
decided to join as a guest because I haven't really like become 18 yet. So
Okay, okay, that's nice. And it's. I mean, I think you're kind of deciding to invest on the soft skills at this early age is definitely going to give you a head start when things really start to matter. So welcome to the meeting, Pranav. I see Nitin
yes,
has also joined. Hi, Nitin, are you able to hear us? Nitin, are you able to hear us? Okay. Hello, Nitin. Okay, probably we'll get back to Nitin.
Sir, I can hear.
Yeah.
I can hear, sir.
Hey, Nitin. Hey, welcome to this Toastmasters Club meeting of Chennai Wordsmiths. Hello.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you introduce yourself, Nitin? And also share a few things about what you already know about Toastmasters Club and its meetings. What are your expectations?
No, sir. I'm now only got to know about Toastmaster.
Okay. Okay. So are you currently working or
College.
maybe
I'm in
you are
college.
in?
College, sir.
Okay. Okay. So how did you come to know about this club?
By searching the website.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good to hear that. Welcome to this meeting, Nitin. Okay, so now we'll get into the main part of the agenda. So today there is one specialty. Anybody wants to take a guess what is special about today's meeting?
Three icebreakers.
Three icebreakers.
Yeah. I was just looking at the agenda. There are 3 icebreaker speeches. So I'm sure
Trinity.
I was thinking that it was a typo because all the 3 speeches are 4 to 6 minutes. Is it a typo? Like,
yeah,
it was 5 to 7 minutes, right? That's what I was thinking.
So it is going to. I think all of us should feel the chill with so many ices being broken.
Written series like pathway 1, pathway 2, pathway 3.
Yeah, that's another interesting. Like, I think we would have seen the arithmetic progression or whatever series, right? So it's like pathway 1, pathway 2, pathway 3 of different members coming in. So it's going to the whole host of experience is going to be on display for all of us to relish. So,
And also, interestingly, the duo over here, Arun, the mentor-mentee combo, though we connect differently, that's again another very interesting thing. 2 and 3.
So it's a. I mean, basically, maybe I would think, the pathway is not. I mean, it's a continuous process of learning, right? I think that is what is basically being shown very evidently for all of us to see and look up to. So I think that's what it is. And so today's show is going to be orchestrated by our treasurer, our newsletter leader, and a sales professional, budding speaker, Bala. Bala when I was asking him what was, a particular line that I could use, he just mentioned one thing which I found very interesting. Bala likes to live every moment of life with all the enjoyment. So I'm sure he's going to rub off that enjoyment to all the members who are present in the meeting. With this, I'll hand it over to Toastmaster Bala to take in charge and run this meeting as the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Chidambaran. Those are very good for me. I'm already feeling elated, and thanks for such a wonderful, warm welcome into the day's proceedings. And good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I sort of wanted to run this script around Mahatma Gandhi, and that is sort of where I wanted to be giving some facts, some tidbits. And freedom, the most used and abused word nowadays. And who does not want freedom nowadays, right? And the world itself would need freedom from the climate change. And all the husbands here would need that wee bit of freedom from your partners. And students need freedom from their teachers. And that ATM robber, the one who robbed that ATM, would definitely have needed some freedom from the policeman. And freedom is something which we all enjoy. And it was something which was not plucked out of thin air. And it was something for which we had fought hard, or rather, I would say, we fought hard without a fight. And it took determination of the very highest order to get us the freedom, hinging on the philosophy of nonviolence. A prominent name that gathered the masses and was the mantelpiece in our struggle for freedom, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, or in the most reverential way known as Mahatma Gandhi. The word Mahatma was not the name Gandhi picked up when he was born, and it was given to him by the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. The smile that we wear on our faces is just a mere embodiment of the struggle that happened so many years ago, and the chief architect of which had been Mahatma Gandhi. Though his soul rests in peace, he is found happily smiling in the currency notes, the one that we all tender exchange now for buying things. And the more of which we have, the more it also makes us happy. This magnanimous soul has made everyone smile when he was alive, and he's also making us smile through these currency notes. And with this, I will try to break into the theme of the day today, and which is a note to our Father. And as with every Toastmaster meetings, and to the benefit of the guests who are present here, Toastmaster meetings will be happening in 3 segments. One is prepared speeches, which is going to be the first of the sessions we would have in Toastmaster meetings. This is where the prepared speakers will be exhibiting their skills, and they'll be presenting their speeches, which will be coming in from their respective pathways. And the next of which is going to be table topic session. And this is really going to be good for all the people who would want to be honing their skills, developing their skills for impromptu speaking. And we have our wonderful table topics master to get us through this table topic session. And last but not least, we have this evaluation session. A Toastmaster session without an evaluation is as good as a journey without a destination, right? And we have our wonderful general evaluator and his team present the report. And this is to actually try to get better the next time around, based on the feedback of the general evaluator and his team. So we are able to make sure our club's meeting is getting top notches, and as we are getting into successive meetings in the days to come. And before we get any further into today's meeting, I would first want to introduce to you all our wonderful general evaluator of today. And he is a person who finished graduation in physics, and after that completed MBA, MCA in operations management, international business, corporate and business law, project management. Recently, he completed PGP in cloud computing from Great Lakes Institute of Management, and in which he got 100% marks in 8 out of 10 subjects. And he is a Prince 2 and MSP certified professional and has 20 years of experience, IT experience, and currently working as a technical vice president with an MNC bank. And I would now request everyone to give a huge round of applause to welcome our general evaluator of today, Toastmaster Suresh. Over to you, Toastmaster Suresh. And Toastmaster Suresh with his team will be briefing on the tag roles, which are going to be played for today's meeting. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala, for generous your introduction. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And today I'm going to play the role of general evaluator. So I was thinking about what is evaluation, right? Why we need. So I started thinking from my grandparents, then parents came, and then my daughter. So what I realized, those era, like my grandfather, whatever he had mindset, like the same mindset I could see for next 40 years, same mindset, same way, what the way my father also same way. So why that happened? And I see myself every 2 years or 3 years keep changing, like my way of thinking, behavior, anything. And if I'm seeing my daughter, like she also keep on changing every year. So one thing I say, those generations, actually there is no evolution concept. Like whatever they got knowledge, simply they as a legacy transfer. Like here, Toastmaster is the club. Like every week we are getting some feedback for improvement. And first thing, being as a human, like we are the change resistance. Like we don't like feedback for improvement because it needs some effort to improve ourselves. And that's why, like if you talk our previous generation, my father or grandfather, if you give some feedback for improvement, they feel like it's insulted, right? They are insulting, they are not following me. But new generation, this Toastmaster play a good role, like to accept the positive feedback for improvement, and we are taking as a positive way. And here, also I'll put those to all the evaluator. They give very sandwich evaluation, very supportive, and people accept as an area of improvement, and they start working. Because earlier, I could see at least I can give 3 examples from this meeting. Like I could see drastic change. First is Aravind, 4 years ago, what he had, and now what he has, right? A lot of change. Even second, like Valarmati, 2-3 years I was hearing, now I'm hearing, it's drastic. And third, I would like to quote Sweta, she changed very rapidly, and not just because they wanted to change. A big role of evaluator. So kudos to all the evaluator of this Toastmaster Club. They are making others' life to creating the next version of them to other people. This evaluation is not I'm going to do everything because it's not possible one person to evaluate everything. So I have 2 tips. One is called tag team. They are going to help me for evaluating the how we are taking times, if you're using any R counter or some graphical mistake. So and second team is evaluation team. So we have 3 evaluators today. Toastmaster Nima, Toastmaster Krishna, and Toastmaster Sweta. So first, I would like to invite our tag team to introduce their role. So today timer is Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar, he's a computer science graduate and a passionate sales professional who loves meeting new people every day. He is a problem solver and cope with the new challenge associated with his current professional role and responsibility. He likes to explore new opportunity and learning new things. In his free time, he prefers to stay alone, listen music, enjoy watching movies. He strongly believes that Toastmaster will help him to ameliorate his capability to become effective communicator. With this note, I would like to invite Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So as a timer, my role would be to remind the speakers on how much time they spend while delivering the speech, so that we can run this meeting as per the schedule. So I'll be showing three different cards, green, yellow, and red, just to notify the time which has been consumed. So today we have prepared speeches where the allotted time as per the project requirement is 5 to 7 minutes. We have table topics where the allotted time is around 1 to 2 minutes, and we will have our evaluators evaluating the speeches. The time given to them is around 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll be raising the green card when the speakers qualify for their speech as per the project. That is, for prepared speeches, it's 5 minutes, table topic 1 minute, and evaluator 2 minutes. I'll be showing the yellow card just to remind the speakers about the time which they have consumed. So yellow card would be displayed in prepared speeches when it is 6 minutes. For table topic, it's 1.5 minutes, and for evaluators, it's 2.5 minutes. And I'll be showing the red card when the speaker has spoken for like 7 minutes in prepared speeches, and table topic, it's 2 minutes, and evaluators, it's 3 minutes. So we will have a 30 seconds buffer once I show the red card. So speakers, please try to close your speech before the 30 seconds buffer which is given to you. So I'll come back with my report once the session is over. Back to the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Next, like our counter. So this role is played by one special person, like who having a lot of burden, a lot of responsibility of this club, and he is an engineer and has completed a PG senior management course from the IIM Bangalore. He had opportunity to travel more than 11 states of India, and has interest in literature, and he has been part of Toastmasters since 2021. He is none other than our president, Toastmaster Chitambram. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Suresh. So today I'll be playing the role of R counter. This particular role is special because it kind of helps us to understand the different crutch words or the filler words that we use while we speak. Usually, people tend to speak at the rate of 120 to 150 words per minute. And when sometimes they start to speak faster, their thoughts might be may not be actually finding the right pace with the speech that they are delivering. So what happens is they tend to use crutch words like etc., or they tend to use some repeated words like, so, but, which they unconsciously use it while they are trying to recollect or think about what is the next thing to deliver in the speech. So I'm going to record these usages of filler words and the crutch sounds, and I'm going to have the report presented at the end of the session when General Evaluator calls for the report to be submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster and President Chitambram. So now I would like to invite grammarian. This is a role played by one special person. First, she believes like life in 30 is much better than 20s, and she is like a master in computer science and graduated from Northeastern University, Boston, US. And so she's not other than our Toastmaster Nima. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Suresh. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. So my role as a grammarian is to pay attention on good usage of English words and provide constructive feedback on improvements. So as a grammar, you can see that English makes sense only when you use proper uses of grammar, and that's how we make sense of what we need to convey. So As my role at the end of the meeting, I'll be on stage back to present my report. And before that, I would like to present you the word of the day. The word of the day is venerable. That means in the form of adjective, it means people or thing that deserves respect because they are important and wise and has an impressive dignity. And as an example, I would like to mention the president was a venerable old man with a gracious manner. The academy is considered. So I would encourage everyone, the speakers and everyone here, to use word of the day as frequently as possible in the meeting. And I will count on how often it is being used and provide my report at the end of the meeting. That's all. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nima. So now I have introduced my tag team. So I'm handing control back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Bala. Over to you, Bala.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh. Thanks for, with the help of your team, briefing on the roles that is to be played by the tag team. And I can literally see the excitement in all your eyes. I do not want to hold much of your excitement. We are getting into this sort of appetizing session of today's proceedings. The first of the segments, which is prepared speeches. And the first of the speaker that, or whom we have got here, is a person who has 20 plus years of experience in the field of sales and marketing. And he is currently running his own business for last 3 years. And he is married and living with a wife and 2 children. He sort of quoted me as saying that, which sort of also made me like it. And he says that formal education will be making you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. I would now request Toastmasters and guests to give a huge round of applause for our first prepared speaker of today, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. And before we have him on the stage, I would now request his evaluator to read out the title and the objective of his speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Anjana.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar, he's actually doing an icebreaker speech on his path to his dynamic leadership. And the title of his speech is Resilience. So his ambition today, he wants me to see his how he delivers his speech during his icebreaker, and also the structure, what he's been using throughout his speech. So thank you. Over to Toastmaster Bala.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Anjana. Toastmaster Krishna Kumar, the first speaker. Toastmaster Krishna Kumar,
hello.
Resilience, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. Over to you.
Thank you. Hello, Toastmasters.
It's a bit.
Resilience is an app.
Audio check, please.
There's an echo coming in from your end, Krishna.
Thank you.
We have 2 devices.
Yeah, one needs to be.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Do you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello?
yes,
Yes.
you're clear.
Am I audible? Can I sit and do it or?
Yes, standing is fine. Just,
Yeah, I don't know whether I'm audible or not.
Yeah, you're audible. Just ensure that your face is visible throughout the speech.
Sorry?
Just ensure that your face is visible throughout the speech.
Yeah, the place where you were standing was good, Krishna. You want to stand and deliver.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Resilience is an apt word to describe my journey. Resilience, the meaning, is ability to bounce back under any circumstances. Hi, this is Krishna Kumar. This story is about me. I was born and brought up in I was born in Chennai and brought up in different parts of Tamil Nadu. Since my dad was into railways, he used to keep transferring from one place to another. So I studied in different places. Finally, I concluded my schooling in Singarampillai High Secondary School in Chennai. And then I did my graduation in Sacred Arts College, Tirupattur. After completing my graduation, I just came to Chennai in search of job. By the year 1996, I joined a private limited company by the name company called Johnson's Carpets and Furnishings. I took up the assignment as an accountant, and I worked there for a period of a few months. And after that, I could understand that this is not the this is not the position which suits me, because accounts position is not the one, like, because which confines me into one place where basically I'm a freedom lover. I do not like it because there was a lot of unhappiness in that. So I just went and expressed my feelings to my manager. When I told him that I don't think that accounts is one thing where I can do that job properly, though my education belongs to commerce graduate, but I don't think I'll fit into this position. Then he suddenly shifted me from that position to, he asked me to take up the position of sales representative. Then I took up the assignment of a sales rep and worked there for a period of 3 years, growing from one position to one position, and that grew up to a position of a sales manager over there. Then by the year 1999, my parents want me to get married, so they were in search of a girl, and finally, even my marriage was a challenge. My marriage was challenging. Mean, my father-in-law wants to get married to only they're like in a typical traditional mindset. They wanted a person who is into government employment, like stable income, where the future is secure kind of thing. Because they didn't like anybody who's working for a private company where there is no security, future, and so finally, the mother-in-law and other people, they got convinced. They believed in my this thing, and my parents, and because they had everything, like assets, like own buildings and everything, like they had. But that time when I was getting married, I didn't have anything, because we were not having a own house and all that. So finally, something like my parents went and told them, and they got convinced with my abilities, and then we got married by the year 1999. So after that, 99 for a period of 3 years, my son was born during the year 2002. Then I just moved into a corporate company called HDFC Bank. I just joined there as a sales manager over there. I worked in different corporate sectors like HDFC, ING, Aveva, and then finally I just moved to Star Health, these kind of corporates I worked in. But what I found is everywhere there was an unhappiness in that, which means because my ambition, basically I'm a guy who's very ambitious. I wanted to achieve something very big in life. Because whatever in all the 4 organizations, what has happened is in any organization I work for a period of 2 years, I just set a time frame, and I wanted to see how my growth is like, whether it is a financial growth or my position growth based on the achievements, whatever the commitments I give it to them, I keep on achieving. But thing is on all the organization, whoever has promised me something, in 2 years time, either they leave or the promises what they kept, this will not be fulfilled. So this has happened in one organization. So I took a call from HDFC, then I just moved into ING. The same thing happened in 2 years span of time. I just went and asked. Fortunately, in ING, they have given me a position, a different position and different assignment. My lifestyle has improved, and for a period of 4 years, I worked there, and still there was the same unhappiness, because I just kept introspecting myself. The self-exploration took place. Every time, because I'm achieving whatever the achievement there, whatever the commitments they're asking. For example, if it is 5 crores or 10 crores, whatever the commitments I'm giving it to them, achieving more than that, which means 100 to 120 20% achievement is there. But still the promises are not being kept, which is which is making me worry, because we trade our time for money and for growth and everything. When that is not taking place, there is an unhappiness. You will have to put in half-hearted effort. So these kind of things which took place, and then 4 organizations similarly, the same thing, the same story went on. So finally, I decided that this is not the thing, because I'm aiming for something big, which is not happening in an employment, which means the person who's sitting above me is deciding my future, which I didn't like, because I keep improving myself. I keep achieving my whatever this thing, because when you're ambitious, when you're in employment, there is a ladder, where they will decide whether you have to grow, whether your financial growth or whatever it is. So by the year 2010, I took the decision of starting something on my own, which is I started my own broking company. By the year 2011, I started up by IFSC, the company, and we started working there. And in employment, what happens is every month, during the end of the month, you'll get your paycheck, and your expenses will be taken care of. But when you start something on your own, you will have to wait for some time, the business to start growing, and you'll have to wait for some time. So it took almost more than 1.5, 2 years for me to see some, because I had some 4 people to pay salaries and all, almost 1 to 1.5 lakhs I have to pay on month basis, because whatever the savings I had to spend for them, because the business was not picking up according to my expectations. So my fundamentals and everything was right, like, but thing is like business always like it has its own share of risk. Again, then like, the same thing, like, when the financially, when you're unstable, what happens is your family and profession both becomes an imbalance, because you get into like, a lot of misunderstanding with your wife, and these things will take place like everybody. So by the year 2012, I went to abroad and I joined the Doha Insurance. I just worked there for a period of 2 years. Then I came back. Now this time with a strong resolution, I came back. Really, I wanted to do, because like wherever I work, the one thing which keeps lingering in my mind is like business is one thing which, where the employment, business, what that freedom can give, what employment can never give. So I took up the decision of coming back to Chennai again. Then I started searching. Then I just moved into a company called Abhi Estates, which they run a real estate company. Then I know, like, because one of my mentor told me, take care, like, you have a natural ability of, leadership ability, which means like you have the potential of bringing the best out of people. That is your strength. Please work on that. When I start realizing that and I start working on it, with this approach, I approached that company. I told them what is the dream of the company, what is the vision of the company, what is that you really want to achieve. So when they told me that 100 crores is what we are aiming for, but what they thought is 100 crores is not possible for them to achieve. But I achieved more than that, 120 crores. The payout, what they have promised to me was 1.5 crores, and that. Again, like, since it was a consultant kind of thing, 1.5 crores, because that's a huge money, because he thought I will not be able to achieve that figures. So since I have achieved it, he started dodging me, like, a lot of things took place, because he is a very influential person. He was threatening me to withdraw the cases and a lot of things. And finally, I ended up getting some 21 lakhs from that company. Now, by the year 2019, I started my own company. And now I am achieving, now my dream is very, very big, and I'm progressing towards my goal. And a few life lessons, what I have learned through my life journey is that, like, satisfaction is your biggest enemy. The moment, like, when I work for a company, like, when you're just getting your paycheck of 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, like, because when your family expenses are taken care of, when you just keep signaling your mind, like, okay, I'm satisfied, I'm getting all the expenses. What happens is, like, your mind doesn't, which means, like, stops exploring, and that keeps you complacent, and it's a kind of comfort zone. You never grow from that zone. See, the thing is, like, you can celebrate your success and keep moving to the whatever the dreams you have, keep moving towards it. At one stage, I made that mistake, and, like, work on your strengths, because this is one thing. Like, mentor is someone who works like a third eye. He can shrink the time factor. For example, if I have wasted my time like that for a period of 10 years because of the indecision, I was not able to take my bold risk. When I was in employment, I was postponing for a period of lots of time to take up my business decisions. Because of that, I lost a lot of time and energy and, like, money and everything. Like, but today, after experiencing my business journey, I'm just regretting how I have wasted this much of time. Which means, like, I'm talking about this much, because if I had taken the decision maybe 5 years or 10 years back, the amount of freedom and the whatever the financial success I'm enjoying today, that is something phenomenal. And one more thing I would like to say is that take the risk when we are young, and like, be consistent in your commitment and stick to process. This is what made me feel success and made me to taste the success. And being ambitious and not able to take the decision at the right time will cost you so heavily. That has happened in my life. And when work and ambition is not in harmony, really, like, that gives you a lot of heartaches. Like, you'll not be able to, like, take the decision. Being indecisive is really costs you so heavily. That's about it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. Thanks for taking us through a compelling personal narrative. And it is now time for welcoming the second speaker of today's prepared speeches. And this person would not need an introduction, and she is very well known in the fraternity of Toastmaster, and you literally cannot keep her out of any meetings. She always gets this sort of lively energy to the stage, and not only that, she also tries to infuse them to all the audiences as well. And she is also a passionate learner And working with adults is something which she has close to her heart. And she's a certified teacher, Montessorian. She completed CIDTT for trainer and coach. As a corporate trainer, her niche is language, behavioral, and cross-cultural adaptation. And she's an enthusiastic, committed individual who enjoys every moment of her life. I would now request everyone to join me in applauding Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas. And before we welcome her onto the stage, I would now request her evaluator to take us through or to share information about her speech title and objective. Over to you.
Thank you, Tia Modi, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas is going to present her speech, her icebreaker speech from Second Pathway. And the purpose of the speech is introduce themselves to club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. And it's a pathway presentation mastery level 1 project 1 icebreaker, and the speech title is Potpourri season 2 the mosaic, and the timing is 4 to 6 minutes. So timer, please note, timing is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best to Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas, Potpourri season 2 the mosaic. Potpourri season 2 the mosaic. Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas, the stage is yours. He is very well known in this world of Toastmasters, and he is our VP of membership, and he in fact like to travel, and you can just see him as animated as he would be when he is traveling. And he is also the area director of B1, B4 rather. And I would now request everyone to put a huge round of applause for our VP of membership come area director B4, Toastmaster Arun Kumar. And before we welcome him onto the stage, I would now request his evaluator, Toastmaster Krishna Prasad, to share the speech objective and as well as title.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. My target speaker would be presenting his speech from the presentation mastery. His icebreaker speech would be delivered, and his objectives are: member to introduce themselves to the club, learn basics structure of the public speech, and he'll be delivering the speech. Either it could be from the informational, or it can be humorous, or any other styles that suits the speaker. All the best to my target speaker or to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna Prasad. Toastmaster Arun Kumar, OT to Nike. OT to Nike, Toastmaster Arun Kumar. The stage is yours. The session on the prepared speeches, and the next of the segments is going to be table topics. And this is where we have our wonderful, the most exuberant table topic master take us through list of topics. And this is going to be more of a topic which is going to be given to a speaker impromptu, and they have to speak about it. And I would now hand it over to our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Aravind. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for this wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and welcome to the table topic session of today's meeting, which is meeting number 687. So here, as the Toastmaster of the day said, you will be given a topic and you are asked to speak on it for a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So in the interest of time, let me just get straight into the topic. So my table topics will be like a mixture of the father of our nation and our father also. So let me start off with the non-role players. Any volunteers from the non-role players? Can I go to Ms. Chaitanya first up?
Take up a turn later. Okay, fine. I'll take it up.
Okay. So, an interesting topic for you. If Mahatma Gandhi is alive right now, how would India be different? And for this, I would like you to replace all instances of the word Mahatma Gandhi with your name, that is Chaitanya.
Yeah, if Chaitanya was still there in this period, I would see that this person would have ensured everyone tries to follow harmony and everyone will goes into Zen mode. But something that is which I don't agree with Chaitanya is he gives a lot of he has taken a lot of steps which are not righteous when you look at it now, but he has made mistakes and he has learned from it. If Chaitanya did have that kind of thinking before, which is right and which is wrong, maybe he would have been the righteous leader. But when I think of him about those aspects, that's not personally inspiring me. The only thing that I'm very grateful to Chaitanya is for bringing back freedom to us, and also having the guts to show his bare chest to the British people who were ready to shoot him with a gun. Though that is very much provoking us, and it liberates us even till today, and even we are still surprised by the audacity that he had, despite being a venerable man of that time. I think he has done a great job on that. But when it comes to some leadership skills, I would recommend Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose instead of Chaitanya. That's my opinion, and and I'm sure that he would have made good progress on it, and we would have been even courageous people rather than what Chaitanya had told. Over to Toastmaster Arvind. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitanya. Next, I'm not sure why this video is not coming up for me. Is it the case for everyone?
I'm able to see.
Okay. Yeah, now I will. Any other volunteers from the non-role players today? Toastmaster Vadalmati?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Arvind. Yes.
Yeah. So your topic is, what's one thing about Gandhiji that strikes you or motivates you? What's one thing about Gandhiji that motivates you?
Motivate?
Motivates you.
Motivate me. Yeah, good evening, thank you for asking this wonderful question. So good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So what Gandhiji motivated me was, so he's always in what way he's motivated.
Is your audio frozen? Video frozen?
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, your
Are you
video
audible?
is frozen.
There was some problems. Okay. So in what way Gandhiji is motivating me means, so always whatever you're doing, be truth. So yeah, whenever you go to do any work or speaking with anybody's or anything, so be truth with all the things. So that then it will be very nice in our future. That time and then in our life we need freedom. So freedom is very important. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Vadalmati. Is there any other non-role player who would like to volunteer now? Okay, so let me move on to the guests. Any guests who would like to volunteer to take a topic? I see Toastmaster Bindu has joined the meeting now. Will you be able to take a topic, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. So your topic is, I think everyone knows that Mahatma Gandhi is inspired by Harish Chandra, who was a great advocate of truth. So does that kind of mindset work in the present day? What's your opinion on that?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster, for that wonderful topic. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. The inspiration behind each and every one is different. And you cannot compare one person's inspiration on another person's life, simulating the present generation, because the whole scenario is different from what that was. Gandhiji is a venerable person, but in this context, if we follow whatever that Harishchandra had said, that may not be applicable in the present moment most of the time. But if it all depends upon the person who really wants to have a call on it, if that person is confident enough to accept whatever he had told, then yes. But then you cannot generally tell that the facts that Harishchandra had told could be well accepted now, because the situations, the scenarios, everything is different. And we very well know that the situations change, and therefore whatever facts that we used to embrace in the olden times will not stand in the test of time. We need to change as per our scenarios, as per our development. Otherwise, there is no progress. We cannot hold on to the facts that one venerable person had told. It was applicable at that point of time. Thank you very much for this topic. Over to you.
That's a great view, ma'am. Thank you for that. So for time, do we have time for two more topics?
We have already surpassed 4 minutes.
Okay, then let me just give one more topic. May I call Toastmaster Arun?
Yes.
Okay. So this one I just took from Toastmaster Saro Velrajan from his blog Saro's Corner, on one of his speeches about Mahatma Gandhi. He told that he took control over his mistakes before mistakes took control over them. So can you just give a brief about the topic? Take control over your mistakes before mistakes take control over you.
Okay. So I think it is a great topic. Thank you, Table Topic Master. I think it is more about awareness. One thing that people talk a lot about is awareness. As soon as you do mistakes, it's so important that you admit that you have taken you have done a blunder or you have done a mistake. As soon as you're ready to take up that responsibility, you know what to do to solve that issue, or probably take it in the right way. Many times we are in situations where we would do mistakes, but we would advocate in a way where we never accept our mistakes, be it be at home, be it be at work, be it be anywhere. We always want to support ourselves, say that like it happened because of that person. The finger pointing or the blaming someone is mostly the last resort that we have as far as accepting the mistake is concerned. But in a world where we start to admit mistakes, and in a world where if we start to believe that like, okay, I accept that I have done mistakes, how quickly I can change around, how quickly I can turn around things and then make sure that before the mistakes takes control over me, I could take control over the mistakes. I think we would be in a very good position as far as the life is concerned. It's not just with respect to the personal lives. In personal lives, we see a lot of people getting divorced today. The most important reason being not accepting their own mistakes, always fighting with each other, saying that you are the reason for that mistake, and allowing the mistakes to take control over their life. So I believe it's just the ability to understand. It's the awareness that you should have that, okay, I will do mistakes, and if I do mistakes, I would be able to take it and correct it as quickly as possible. If we can just remember that, I'm sure we could take control of the mistakes that we have done and lead a beautiful and peaceful life. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, for that wonderful view. So in the interest of time, I'll just wrap my table topic session over here. And I hand back the control to the Toastmaster already.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arvind. Thank you for actually trying to take us through yet another invigorating session on table topics. And we are now coming to the fag end of today's meeting, and we will have this evaluation. Imagine that you yourself are in a movie, right? And you certainly would not want to go out without finding what happened in the climax. And if Thanos was alive or dead, you would really want to have your bang for buck when you sort of go into a movie and then come out of it, right? And Toastmasters evaluation session is also going to be one such segment where you would have feedback from all the members in the general evaluator team, and they will be giving us certain inputs which is going to be used and the one based on which we can improve the quality of the meeting next time around. And I will now give it over to Toastmaster Suresh for taking us through the evaluation session. So over to you, Toastmaster Suresh. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. So I really enjoyed this table topic. Now we are entering into evaluation section. And the first speech of Krishna Kumar going to be evaluated by one special person. She is like a business evangelist, and her passion to travel many places across the world, meet new people, and try to try all kind of interesting foods. She loves dancing and playing the badminton. She is not other than Toastmaster Anjana. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters. I hope you hear me clearly. Well, it's a pleasure for me to do this first time as an evaluator, and it's an ice-breaking speech, which is fantastic. Well, talking about the speech which Krishna Kumar gave, I was actually astonished to see his confidence level. It doesn't look like as if he's a new speaker. He's been spoken to many places. That's what it looks like. Well, his structure of the story was completely clear and crystal. That's what I think. Then I think he gave a lot of eye contact with the system. And he also gave a good gesture. He moved his hands throughout while he was sitting as well. So, that way he was trying to talk, make sure that the audience are being connected to his speech as well. But however, I would like to give him a small suggestion that before starting his speech, please make sure you check your audio and video, which all speaker, we all believe that is very much necessary so that we don't lag in time as well. And it's okay to stand, it gives even more confidence. But of course, this is an online, it's quite pretty much acceptable. So it's understandable as well. So thank you. That's my evaluation for Toastmaster Krishna Kumar, and congratulations on your ice-breaking speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anjana, for evaluating Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. Now, Sweta is away for bringing the daughter. So I'm just going to invite Krishna Prasad to evaluate third speech, which is delivered by Toastmaster Arun Kumar. He is a software professional, software engineer in the private sector, and his passion is public speaking, playing badminton, table tennis, and few years, 15 years of software industry experience. And he has started his Toastmaster journey during 2017. And she has two lovely daughters. And with this note, I would like to invite Krishna Prasad, Toastmaster Krishna Prasad, to evaluate speech of Toastmaster Arun Kumar.
Thanks a lot for a wonderful explanation, Toastmaster Suresh. I'd like to thank you for that. So my target speaker today has delivered an exceptional speech, information speech for us to hear about how how can we change from small things, or from children, how can we learn? Even though we think that from a children, what can we learn? But my target speaker has chosen an inspiration from children to change himself, which is kudos to my target speaker. And today's my target speaker should have, was about to deliver an icebreaker speech, but it was never looking like an icebreaker speech. It was like a pro speech, I would say. Quite astonished by his speech delivery. And I would like to, I would like to say that today my target speaker has achieved his veneration through his speech. Kudos to my target speaker, Arun Kumar, for completing his icebreaker speech in a pro manner. Our Toastmasters have a great learning on his speech today. You have delivered a speech which is close to my heart, and I would also very much like you to take any decision. And in spite of just a change, is fear of failure was always happening to me to take any decision before going to the actual pros and cons of the subject. So, which is very close to what he said. So I would also like to say that once we take any decision, we should not think twice about the decision once you have taken it. Kudos to my target speaker for explaining it as in a chronological way. He has explained about his education, and he has gone on to different levels in his in a chronological way, stating that his education and then how he has become OT person, and then to the Nike person. So, one improvement session that I would like to give to my target speaker is that you could have talked about, since it is an icebreaker speech, you could have talked about your parents. I think because of them, we are here. I mean, any chance that we have to speak about our parents, please utilize them. That's the only suggestion that I have to the target speaker. So that apart from that, I would like to wish my target speaker all the best for his future speeches. Thanks. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna Prasad, for evaluating the speech of Arun Kumar. Just do it. I think it's taking decision at the right time. It's a vital part of life. Today, we learn from the Arun Kumar speech. And Ratan Tata also said, like, we need to take decision, even though it's wrong, make it right. So with this note, I'm just moving to third evaluator. She is a passionate Toastmaster, I would say, and very short of span of time. She to just a member, Toastmaster member to vice president member, vice president education of Toastmaster, and she put a lot of effort, and she did MBA in HR, and now she's pursuing her MBA in international business. Is not other than she's a Toastmaster Shweta Singh. Over to you.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Yes, you are,
So,
evaluator.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, once again. And I was thinking like Jyoti ma'am is going to deliver a speech. So a speech starts from not from first word uttered. It starts from the title, and I was very excited to know what is Pot Potty Season 2 Mosaic. And I was means it was like fascinating, like the vegetable paneer lavabdar, something like that. So it was it was a nice title. So kudos to Jyoti ma'am for choosing such a wonderful title. and the way she structured the speech and the transition was going on from her childhood, from birth to she talked about father, then talked about husband, then talked about daughter. That flow and the transition, I like that the way of the way she presented, and her body language, which is always good, like this and this, doing I don't know how to do that. So that is the thing which I liked about the speech, and it was great, inspiring, and started with question is also a good thing. And congratulations, Jyoti ma'am, for the completion of icebreaker speech, because we always say that journey of 1,000 miles begins with a baby step, and that baby step you took today, and started with your I know it's your second pathway, but still it was icebreaker speech. So it was an opening of grand opening of your next pathway. And for recommendation, it was very difficult to find, but we need to give some recommendation. So the recommendation is if you could have added something more, like about your education, and so I was thinking that you will add it, but it was missing. So thank you, and great speech with great body language and message. Like we always learn something. We should always keeps on learning. Life still teaches you that all the things I would just incorporate in my life also. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for very like meticulous evaluation. I was thinking like evaluating Toastmaster Jyotik, who is very vibrant, young, and energetic, and a lot of things. And even though she said like every long story start from the baby step, and her baby step start from the Everest. So now she has to go in sky, right? Something. Really, you are the torch bearer for all of us to pave the path to achieve our goals in terms of effective. So keep going and keep motivating us. And thank you. I said like in beginning, like this evaluator, they are the vital part. Even though like people are 100%, at least they'll give some recommendations. So really, kudos to Sweta, Toastmaster Sweta. At least she found something for area improvement for like Jyoti ma'am. Thank you. Now it's time for tag team report. So I would like to invite my tag team, and I will start from today timer Toastmaster Chandrasekhar to produce his report. Over to you, sir, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Yeah. So thank you, General Evaluator. So I'm here once again, Toastmasters friends, to showcase my the timer report. Before getting into the report, there are a couple of requests from my end. So one is if Toastmasters Sweta, if we can add those breaks clearly between sessions. That is, if you can highlight that 1 minute break which we have to take between sessions in the overall schedule that you share, it'll be easy for us to know understand the exact time which is given to each of the speeches. Because today I literally got confused. I thought the first speech is for 5 to 7 minutes, because after the previous session, if I have to leave 1 minute break, then there is 5 minutes for the green card. So a small request from my end, if we can follow that, it becomes easy for us moving forward. And the second request is, this is a personal request. So all the speakers, I mean, once the red card is shown, I think we have a 30 seconds buffer. So instead of trying to completely delivering the content that you have prepared, it would be better to conclude the speech in the next 10 to 15 seconds. It is really hard for me to note down the time when it crosses 7 minutes and 30 seconds or 6 minutes and 30 seconds once you have delivered such a good speech. So it's a request from my end to all the speakers. So I'll read out the report for today. So today we had 3 icebreaker speeches. So Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas ma'am has qualified today, and in the table topics we have Toastmaster Chaitanya, Toastmaster Bindu, and Toastmaster Arun who got qualified. And in the general evaluation, Toastmaster Shweta and Toastmaster Krishna Prasad got timer qualified today. So this is my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, for your report. Now I'm next moving to our counter, and today our counter is
Yes, Suresh, it's me.
Sorry, Toastmaster Pitambram. So
Thank you, General Evaluator. So I'm going to read out the report for today. Starting with the Toastmaster of the day, Bala. I think you did a wonderful job. When I looked at their entire speech, I could just note one instance where you had a "ah" in between. Otherwise it was flawless. Many congratulations on that, Bala. Suresh, our general evaluator, you had a few usages of "ah," and there is one word which I think if you can do without, your speech will be left with no filler words, and that word is "like." So I think if you can just remove the word "like," you dislike "like," you'll be fine in going without any filler words. I'm just going in the order in which people spoke. So starting with the tag report introduction, we had timer Chandrasekhar. In terms of the clutch sounds, there is this "ah" sound which I think you tend to use many times, so that could be avoided. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Toastmaster Nima, I did not note any usage of filler words or clutch words at this point, so congratulations on that. Now going on to the speakers, to begin with Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. Okay, so there are two parts. In terms of filler word combinations, I found this phrase "like you know," which is the most often used phrase in your speech as a crutch phrase. So probably if you could just consciously avoid this phrase "like you know," it'll be wonderful. And from a filler sounds, the sound "ah" has been used few times in your speeches. So that was the report from Toastmaster Krishna Kumar. Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas, again, many congratulations, ma'am. I did not really see any filler word or sound being used in your speech. Toastmaster Arun, again, I think there was no filler words. There was only one sound "ah," which I noted a couple of times. When it came to the TT speech, since you were also delivered a table topic speech, it was again flawless. There was no usage of any filler word or sound. Going to the evaluators, Toastmaster Anjana, you had a few instances where you used the sound "ah," and one instance where you had "so" in usage. Toastmaster Shweta, there are a few instances of "ah" and "ah" in the evaluation session that you presented. Toastmaster Krishna Prasad had the usage of "ah" like 3 to 4 times. So I think if you can just make note of it and have that consciously avoided, that would be good. Now, the final session of table topics. Table topics Master Aravind, you had, I think the word "so" was used in two occasions. Toastmaster Chaitanya, as part of the table topics, you had the "ah" sound used a couple of times. Toastmaster Valanmati had "so" used a couple of times, and Toastmaster Bindu had the sound used a couple of times. So I think the summary, what I see is like in terms of filler sounds, the is used by many members unconsciously. So you can make note of that. That would be good. And in terms of filler words, it's mostly one word or a phrase that members tend to use. So if the words which I highlighted for the members who spoke today, if you could just make note of it and avoid it, you would definitely be able to make better impactful speeches. So with that, I hand it over back to our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster and President Chitambram, for your meticulous report about our counter. Definitely, we are going to incorporate your suggestion in upcoming meetings. So now I would like to invite our today grammarian, Toastmaster Nima. Over to you, Nima.
Thank you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Suresh. So I would like to congratulate everyone for the speeches and impromptu speeches. And for this session, I heard a lot of people using the word of the day. So kudos for that. And there are a lot of good usage of words. For example, confine, self-exploration, to place own share of risks. And one thing to notice, there have been usage of two similes. That is a phrase that uses as a comparison. Comparing to describe a word. So that has been used. And there are others, rather usage of words like be done with work, mindset change, and just do it phrase. And Zen mode, righteous. And overall, I've seen a lot of good usage of words this session. And people who have Jyoti Thomas, Chaitanya, Toastmaster Bindu have all used the Toastmaster Krishna Prasad have used the word of the day as well. So congratulations. That's all for the report as a grammarian. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we have already completed our tag report. So now it's time for my report. So I could say like Tirenta was published in advance. That is very nice. And Zoom session was open prior to meeting. So to settle the people and check their audio and video. Meeting started on exact time, and tag team really they played a very fantastic role, and they produced their meticulous report. And I could say like a president, he given started the meeting with positive notes, like that given a really good feeling, like we have already halfway, like we completed half journey of this session. So really it's given some smile on the, especially on the EXCOM. I know they are putting a lot of effort, right? And good news, like we did good thing like high renewal, and also like in this meeting, like we have 3 icebreaker, like people are starting their journey. So this is one of, I would say, like from them is like a milestone meeting, a sort of thing for them who will start embarking their journey from the icebreaker. So that is a good part. I could say like since like a theme of the day, an ode to our fathers, like so I could feel like our PT master covered father of nation, and he picked all the topic around him, and really this was innovative, and people we enjoyed table topic what we give their view on that. So really it was awesome. Every speaker like they are good that they deliver their speeches nicely, and I could say like evaluation also every evaluator given nicely sandwich technique they use, and they given some area of improvement to move forward with the new version. Some I could see like some area of improvement. I could sense like some people like got some technical glitch. So I would request like prior to join meeting. I know like today 5G has been launched, so like still some more days to go. But like whenever we are going to join the meeting, so definitely it's recommended to join at least in 5 minutes before, so that get an opportunity to audio and video. Make sure you are going seamless and flawless. I noticed like some speakers like while delivering the speech, speeches, they are not using their standing position. So always recommended like to use a standing position so that like your evaluator and you can see like how you are using the bad body language now. So that is my recommendation. So that's all. And with this note, I would like to hand over control back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh, thanks for taking us through a wonderful feedback which dissects the, or which could not have dissected the session really well. And we have just been about at it, and we are now actually almost trying to draw the curtains of the meeting today. And before we do that, we would want to hear from our president some closing remarks. And over to our club's president, Toastmaster Chidambaran, to help us with his closing remarks. Over to you, Toastmaster Chidambaran.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Okay. So 1 second. So Chaitanya, have you launched the polls in Zoom or is it on Google Form?
Yes, it's done. Aravind, you can launch the polls.
Yeah, I have launched the poll. It should be visible.
Okay, because are all able to see the
I'm not able to see. I'm not able to see. Maybe I'll make him as host. Let's see. Aravind, can you try now?
Yeah,
I see members are voting now.
Yeah.
I didn't receive the poll.
Oh, Shweta, you didn't receive it?
5 people have answered. 6 people have answered the poll.
It should be available as an option, right?
Yes, polls
like in
option.
the polls.
Yes, it should be visible there.
Shweta, can you check the polls option?
After participant, right side, there's an option polls.
I'm not able to see, but
I'm also not able to see the polls.
Okay.
Are they?
I got it and I also voted for the polls.
Yeah, 9 people have voted till now. I don't think.
okay, a glitch in this. Wait, let me see if.
Chaitanya, you are not able to see, is it?
No, I'm not
Maybe
able to
as
see.
a host, you don't get to vote, is it, Arvind? Like,
Host and co-host cannot vote.
Okay, okay, fine. Then that's fine.
okay. Yeah, that's why I'm also not able to get it. I think you can remove by host.
Only Arvind can remove it.
Okay.
And now he's the host.
Okay. Okay, so while
yes.
So while we have the votes being cast in terms of the polls, we'll get the feedback from our guests. So we have guest Pranav still on with us. Pranav, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, Pranav, like, would you like to share your experience? We are eager to hear your thoughts on this meeting.
So I was able to observe how people were able to give, and I was able to get the general flow of how the normal Toastmaster meetings go. So that was very useful for me. And I will be continuing consecutive guest meetings for a while. And I am planning on joining in the future. So
sure. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I like the speeches, and I was able to gain a lot from hearing them speak and how they were able to present it. So
okay. Some our mothers are always right, Pranav?
yeah, she also gives me even in the college admissions, I sat with her and like we both of us looked through all the lists. We went through YouTube videos. So any doubts I can always go to her and she can help me. Same with my father, but he was busy, so I was unable to ask him about this.
So today we had a vote. We have our vote is not only to our father but also to the mother, Bala.
Yes.
Yeah, so good. Pranav, we're definitely eager to have you join the club. And this meeting we had it in the online, but the subsequent meetings would be offline. And the location would be Kugravam in Ananagar. So you could come in and see the meeting happening in live.
Yes. Yes, I will be able to attend it offline next time.
Great. I don't think Nitin is still on. Is he? Okay. Okay, so while okay, so next I had few announcements to make. We'll just go ahead with them. First is like our next meeting, the meeting 688 will be a physical meeting in our usual location, Kugram. The subsequent one to that, 689th meeting, we're planning as a joint meeting with our buddy club, the Comcast club. So it will be on October 14th, right? So it will be on a Friday. The timing will be announced in our group, and we'll plan out the session between our club and the buddy club, and reveal the agenda so that we can have role players assigned and organize the meeting. The next day, October 15th, will be our area contest, and the timings for the contest has already been shared in our group in the afternoon 3 to 6. So we are going to have the role player confirmation done in a couple of days. Our Toastmaster Nitya is working with all the clubs in area B4 to have that finalized. So we'll share that list so that the role players can also get geared up for the area contest. So that is on the forthcoming meetings. As part of our buddy club engagement, we have kind of had mentor-mentee relationships created with members across these clubs. So we have 3 of our members who are going to be mentors for members in Comcast, and for 2 of and 2 members from Comcast are going to act as mentors for the members here. So this is we'll try to grow this based on the experience and inputs of the members with whom we are starting this assignment. So it is just going to give a different perspective apart from the members from our own clubs, right? So that is on the mentor-mentee relationships. The third thing is on we had our area director Toastmaster Sridhar Ranganathan visit our club last week, and it was like as Chaitanya was mentioning, it was fun filled, and so many different things happening within a short period of time. And Sridhar sir has shared his report on the meeting, so I'll share that report to all the club members. So there are a few areas where we definitely can improve our club's experience based on the feedback that Sridhar sir has shared, and we'll work upon them in the subsequent meetings. And lastly, we are talking about Digital India, and there is a transformation that each of the enterprises or organizations go through. So we started with paper-based agenda planning, moving on to Excel-based agenda planning, and now I think it's the time to really embrace the app-based or the website-based agenda plannings. So so that it is something that will be more transparent and all members can use it, and it will be more dynamic as well. So as a process, we can embrace it. So after this meeting, we'll have Chaitanya has wanted to have a quick demo of how the tool works from an agenda planning standpoint. So I would just request members to stay on for a few minutes so that we can just have a live demo. And this will give a opportunity for members to kind of block their slots themselves and work and plan so that everybody is able to look at how the slots are getting filled up and stuff like that. So that is on that. So with that, those are the announcements for this meeting. So do we have the results for today's session?
Yeah. Okay, I just send it to you.
Sorry, Arvind, you ping me on Zoom, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all, right?
Yeah.
We got all. Okay, so we'll share the certificate after this meeting. We'll have the winners announced. So from the role player for today, the best role player for today is Toastmaster Bala. The best evaluator is Toastmaster Shweta. The best TT speaker is Toastmaster Bindu. The best tag role player is Toastmaster Chidambaram. Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful session. So with this, I adjourn the meeting 687, and we'll have time for a quick demo and networking subsequently.